Hello, everyone. I am here ready to talk about trust. And if you are watching the replay, please put in the comments hashtag replay so I know that you've watched the replay. And as always, please share with your audience. Or I shouldn't say audience, I should call them followers. Hi, Sally. Thank you guys so much for joining. I'm going to wait just a few seconds. I'm not going to wait too long because I know you guys are busy and I don't want to have you holding on. But in the interim, what I am going to do is share the broadcast. As I always say, share the broadcast. Sally, if you can, share the broadcast and we can get more people on. Join me now as I talk about trust in the workplace. All right. Let's see. Because trust is a big issue in the workplace. Well, I guess overall, but it's something in the workplace. And I want to talk about that on how you can gain trust and earn trust. Hey, Karen, good to see you. Okay, I am sharing the broadcast. I'm always asking everybody to share the broadcast with their followers so more people can get on. I had a great topic today, and I bring topics to you all as I experience them myself and have seen them. And something occurred, not directly with me, but with an actual friend of mine that was not very pleasant, which is not good. So want to make sure that people know how to achieve trust, because sometimes people just don't know. It can elude you, but people don't understand how you can get trust. So, hey, Holly, how are you? Good to see you as well, Miss Chocolatier. Hi, Carol. Thank you guys so much. Please give me thumbs up, hearts, all that kind of good stuff. Say hello to me. And I am going to go ahead and get started. Those of you all who don't know me, if you are sharing this broadcast with your followers, all who are joining me, I want to make sure that I introduce myself so people know who I am. I am Nicolette Barrett. I am a career development and LinkedIn strategist. Always giving career tips about resume writing, interview prep, career development, and of course, LinkedIn. And as I come across different topics in the workplace, and I've experienced it, I've had other people share with me their experiences, I always try to bring those lessons to my audience, to you all, so you can enhance what you're trying to do, whether it be in the workplace or at home or what have you, because this topic today, trust, is huge. It's not something that's easily given nor easily earned, and but it is very easy to lose it. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips that I do have, 5 really great tips that you can use so that you can achieve trust in the workplace, because I'm all about developing your personal brand, your professional brand in the workplace, and we don't want to damage with trust, because if you damage it with trust, it's hard to move your career forward, and I won't say that it won't ever move forward. It'll just be a little bit more challenging. So I have 5 tips for you guys to share today. Okay, the first tip is basically, when you're in the workplace, give credit when credit is due. Now, whether that be your peer, if you're in leadership, whether it's your employee, or if you're an employee, even with your management, give credit where credit is due. The last thing you want to do is withhold credit. If someone has done something great, you have learned from someone, you have seen them achieve something, go ahead and give that person credit, because what it in essence is doing is setting you up to show that you don't have any envy or reserved about why wasn't it me, doing something great all of a sudden. If you give that kind of accolades and give credit when someone has done a great job, that puts you in a different spotlight. And it also shows that, you know what, hey, I can congratulate someone for a success that they've achieved, because it makes me better, it makes the team better, it makes the organization better. better. And that's something to be achieved overall. So if you're knowing that credit is due for someone, just give it to that person. And don't only do it personally, do it in the open. It magnifies it when you do it in the open. If you're doing it in the side and everything, that's fine, because some people are not necessarily like me, very outgoing and very extroverted. But please make sure that you're working on that and giving that credit when credit is due. And also not taking the credit for yourself, even if you had a small part, but give credit to where it's due, because you'll develop this respect and also trust that you're not either hoarding something or you're not withholding something when it's not necessary. Again, give credit where it's due, to your peers, to your employees, and even to leadership, because it puts you in a different light. Okay, that's number one. Number two, avoid and don't start office gossip. I mean, because once you do that, you're already tearing somebody down, or even tearing just any kind of system down or what have you. So avoid it, and also don't start it. One of the things that my best friend and I, we work at the same company. So one of the things that we do, we go, if we have something to tell each other, we always say, just sharing the facts. That keeps us on point so that we're not adding to it, taken away, or anything. We're only sharing the facts as it relates to our job so that we can do the job or what have you. So we get away from talking about the person, talking about the issue, talking about the situation. We only share the facts, because the facts are the facts. You can't change the facts. The facts are what it is. But when people start adding things to it, taking away, and putting assumptions to it, it turns into gossip. And so you don't want to receive it, and you definitely don't want to be the giver of it. So avoid gossip, because office gossip can really hurt people, and assumptions can really hurt people as well. And that's part of that gossip. You don't know. You don't know what someone's thinking. You don't know what somebody is having to deal with. So avoiding that and just trying to bring up something just to make yourself look better, you'll lose trust and credibility big time. And you never want to be called into a room or to the side and say, I heard you said so-and-so, so-and-so, because now you have a contentious relationship. So don't fish for it. Don't try to find it. Avoid it. If it's come to you, just, repel it. And definitely don't be the starter of it. That's even worse. If you're the starter of it, then it's gonna spread like wildfire. So that's another way to make sure that you're achieving trust, is don't start gossip. Avoid it like the plague. Number three, share information. If you find out something, learn something new, share it, because then that way you are engaged in trying to make everyone better. But if you're hoarding that information for yourself because you don't want that person to get a better rating or get ahead of you or whatever it may be, that's developing distrust, because once someone finds out that you know something and you haven't even taken the time to share so we all can be better, or that everybody can be better, that's sets up a distrust, and then you don't want someone looking at you with a side eye. So you don't want that in your relationship. You don't want that in the workplace. You don't want that anywhere. So if you have information that's going to help the greater good, share that information. Share it, because when you're sharing it, everybody becomes greater. And guess what? When you are sharing that information, you become the go-to person. You become the resource. So that elevates you in your career. So withholding information is not necessarily going to make you a high performer. It's going to only be recognized as a high performer is how you affect others with the information that you're sharing. It's not just about you as an individual, especially in the environment in corporate America now. Everybody's working on teams. So if you have information to share it so it can help the team, because then that way your input helps the team, the organization, the department go further. That's where you get the high kudos. That's where you get the high performance reviews. And those are where you get the money that goes right along with that. So develop that trust by sharing information, because then you can become a trusted resource and seen as maybe a subject matter expert in a certain area to help. So don't hoard information, share information that you learn. Another one, this is one of the ones that really get me. Sidebar meetings. Okay, so there's something that's shared in a big meeting, and all of a sudden, there's sidebar meetings, private meetings discussed with leadership, other leadership, and all, they're having their own little meetings outside of the meeting. Those sidebar meetings can really deteriorate trust. And when you're doing that, especially when you're walking upon someone and you see that person or your peer with other people and you're the only one excluded out of the meeting, now that's all of a sudden a toxic environment. That is a distrustful environment that you're going to be working in. And then you have to work with these people in order to affect the results, get results. How can you do that if you're having sidebar meetings with excluding your peers, no matter what level that you're in? And then especially it's even more contentious when you're reporting to someone and that person is involved with another group and excluded you, having a sidebar meeting about who knows what. And then it's that awkwardness when you walk upon them and you see them. Don't do that. That sets up distrust, and especially when you're starting in an environment, or no matter what kind of environment, especially if it's a big change that's coming, when you see all these people having these sidebar conversations or meetings without you, excluding you, no, or you're excluding others. Don't do that. Don't be a part of that, and don't even start that, because when you're having sidebar meetings and not being inclusive of everyone, then everybody will feel, gosh, like I said, excluded. So that sets up a major distrust. So avoid doing that. If you feel like you need to talk about a topic again that wasn't covered in a meeting or a setting where everybody was there, call a special meeting or call everybody to have a quick sidebar meeting with everyone, or make sure that you put it on the agenda again to revisit it so everybody's on the same page. That is probably the largest, I guess, distractor in the workplace that causes distrust, is when people have sidebar meetings about topics or individuals, making them feel excluded. I mean, even if we don't know if it's about the individual, but they feel excluded because for some reason, I'm not invited to the meeting. Everybody is in the meeting but me. Why? Don't do that. Do not do that. That sets up big time mistrust. The next one is the fifth tip. The last one I have is trust others. If you don't show that you are trusting of others, how can others be trusting of you? So lead the whole environment by showing that you trust others, because what happens when you show that you trust someone or trust your co-workers, trust leadership, trust management, or what have you, others will see that as well. And you want to be the person who drives that kind of competency, that change within the environment. Trust others until they prove otherwise, that they can be trusted. That's a different story. But go in trusting. But if you go in distrusting, you're all of a sudden going to be a distrustful person yourself. Well, why not go in with what you want? If you want to be trusted, show trust, and they will show trust back to you. So those are the 5 tips that I really want to give you to achieve trust in the workplace. One more time, give credit when credit is due, no matter who it is, your peer, a direct report, or even your own leadership. When you're giving credit when credit is due, it elevates your brand in the workplace. Number 2, avoid and don't start office gossip. Stick to the facts, especially if it's dealing with your individual work. But just general gossip, no, that's going to show that you're mistrustful, a person that not to be trusted when you do that. Because if it all of a sudden comes back to the source and you're the source, oh my gosh, you don't want to be a part of that. Number 3, share information. Don't hoard it, especially if it's going to help the team, the operation, and the company. Share that information. Hoarding it is not going to make you a star employee. It's actually going to detract from you. You're more effective when you share, because you're helping not only yourself, you're helping a whole team, department, and organization move forward. To me, that's more impactful than just you. Okay. Number 4, don't have sidebar meetings. That is my biggest pet peeve. Don't have sidebar meetings after you have a major meeting to talk about an issue or a person. That is disrespectful, and it sets up distrust in the workplace. So don't do that. Last, trust others. If you want to be trusted yourself, show yourself trustworthy and trust others as well. Set up that whole persona in that environment. Set it up so that everybody can see, yeah, we can trust each other with this information, because as one of my new leader just said, we're all here to win. So if we're all here to win, let's win together, because we all can move forward together. So making sure that you're trusting others. And I'm going to give you a bonus quote. And this is an excellent quote. I kind of researched this little quote. It says, trust takes years to build, seconds to break, and forever to repair. One more time, that quote is, trust takes years to build, seconds to break, and forever to repair. So think about that when you're going into the workplace and how you're going to operate as a professional in the workplace. If you want to elevate your brand and you want your brand to be on point, show yourself to be trustworthy. And that's how you can win and achieve trust in the workplace. All right. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. And as always, I always ask you guys to connect with me on all my social media, out on LinkedIn. Please go to my iRock Resumes business page and rate my business and talk about you can leave me a review and talk about these Facebook Lives that I come and give you guys this information that really helps my brand as a business owner. And if you haven't yet ordered my book, iRock, You're Hired, please go to Amazon.com or even to my website, iRockResumes.com, and order my books to help you with your resume writing and interview tips. And of course, if you need me to service you for any kind of resume, LinkedIn, career development needs, please go to iRockResumes.com and I'll be happy to help you guys. Thank you all so much for joining. I truly appreciate you all. And as always, have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.